So after looking at the TAPR report for the school, I found the demographics to be that the three largest ethnic groups for the students were the Hispanics with 59.7%, then the white population with 16.3%, and then the African American population with 14%. The three largest ethnic groups for teachers were, with the white population 46.8%, the Hispanic population with 34%, and then the African American population with 11.5%. So, especially for the white and Hispanic population between the teachers and the students, it's pretty unbalanced. There's at least a 13% deviation from the student population to the teacher population. So this could be a cause for concern. I think it would be better if this was more rounded to help so that the teacher demographics better represented the student demographics. Further, the percentage of students considered economically disadvantaged was 66.9%. So that is a large majority of the school, which again could be a large issue. Moving forward to the ELL learners. So the English language learners, it's actually 347 out of the 780 students, which rounds up to be about 44.5%. So it's quite a large percentage of students that are actually English language learners. 12 point. And a thing that I found concerning was that we have this number that almost half of the students are English language learners, and only 12.9% of teachers actually serve the ESL population. One thing that I did see that I thought was a advantage was the average class size for fourth grade is 17.6. So the class sizes are fairly small, which can make it a lot easier to work with the students, which I do believe would be a large benefit. Further, the school offers 4 special programs. It is bilingual in ESL education with 473 students, which is 60.6% of the population. They also offer career and technical education, but no students are currently enrolled in that. The gifted and talented education is another program they offer, and 117 students are enrolled in that. That is 15% of the total number of students. And then we have a special education population of 59 students, which is 7.6%. So there are quite a few programs offered. I think the fact that there is bilingual and ESL education being offered is very beneficial considering the student demographics from earlier. It's great that there is a variety to cater to both the gifted and talented students and the special education students. I believe that it would be beneficial to launch the career and technical education program a little bit more to boost that population. Moving forward to the STAR results. So looking at the STAR that approaches grade level or they're above grade level. So first we have the math STAR for 3rd grade. So since I would be teaching math for 4th grade, this would be the student body that I'd be coming in with. So the highest achieving students by demographic were the white population with 91%. And for the special populations, we have special education with 71%. Now, the lowest achieving students were the African American population with 64%, and the English language learners with 68%. So clearly the African American population and the English language learners are going to need more assistance with their math. So they would need some special focus. Now, looking also across to the reading STAR for 3rd grade, since math is a subject where reading is critical to be able to read on grade level problems, It's also important to look at this information through the lens. So you have the white population being 78% that approach grade level or above on their third grade star. The African American population was 57%. The Hispanic population was 55%. The economically disadvantaged was 54%. And the English language learners were 51%. So overall, when you compare these results, the third grade class, the going to be fourth grade class, are have much more difficulty with reading than they do with math. So they're stronger in math than they are in reading. But I believe that if we could get some of the reading scores up so that they were doing better with on grade level reading material, we could get the math where it needed to be. But looking at this from a math perspective, it is an advantage definitely that they're coming in with strong scores for math. Looking at the fourth grade population for approaching grade level or above. So for their math score, they had the highest achievers. They had the white population with 71%. And for the special populations, it was economically disadvantaged with 59%. So for this category, the special education population, the results weren't revealed because it was a small number to preserve student accuracy, to preserve student confidentiality. So that makes it a little difficult to compare the special population achievement to the third grade class. But looking at what we do have as far as data goes, the economically disadvantaged were the ones who scored the highest for special populations. For the lowest achievement, we had the African American population with only 53% and the English language learners with 57%. And looking across again at their reading star, we had the white population with 93%, the Hispanic population with 67%, the African American population with 53%, the economically disadvantaged with 62%, and the English language learners with 52%. So in this category, it's the exact opposite of the third graders. The fourth graders scored higher in reading. They did better with their reading than they did with their math. So they are going to need more, it seems like, math application. They are there with on grade level reading tasks. They also scored better, or they also, in this one, the African American population across the board seems to be the population that needs the most help, since they both scored 53. Then, since in both categories they scored 53%. Now that's a pretty low number because you're approaching almost half of the students, a little over half of the students passed. So it's definitely not where it needs to be, and that's for reading and math. So I would feel that they would need some special intervention. Again, we have our English language learners scoring pretty low on the board, which is concerning considering what we talked about on the first page, where only about 12% of the teachers actually serve the ESL population. So I definitely feel like the ESL and the ELL learners need some more support to be able to get their test scores to where they need to be. But overall, for this group, I feel that they have the reading capabilities to be on grade level, but they just are going to need that application to get them to where they need to be.